So we're live at the Harry Chapin Lakeside Theater. We're waiting for the show to start. Sir, what's your name?
Marty Evans.
Marty, big Harry Chapin fan?
Yes, I am. As a matter of fact, I was on my way to see Harry the night he died right here in Eisenhower Park. And I heard the news on the radio as I was driving right to the concert that he tragically died in the accident. And it's only because I believe he was so humble that he didn't drive a bigger car, that he was in a small Volkswagen, and he was killed. But it was just horrible, and I'll never forget that night. It was one of the worst nights of my life.
Did you ever see Harry in concert?
No, that would have been the first time. I never had the pleasure.
Do you have a favorite Harry Chapin song?
I would say probably Cats in the Cradle.
Why so?
Well, because I love my father very much, and the whole lyrics about father and son are so meaningful to me.
Is correct. Congratulations. You got a nice prize.
Yes. Let's go get Sandy. Thank you. All right, we're waiting for the show to start, folks. We're live at the Harry Chapin Lakeside Theater. First, we're gonna talk to Paul Pachter from Long Island Cares. We'll get to Sandy. Paul's the executive director. Paul, let's go over here for a second. Sandy's here. We'll say hi to her. So, we're live at the Harry Chapin Lakeside Theater in Eisenhower Park. The concert's going to start in a few minutes. This is Paul Pachter. Paul is the CEO. Thank you, sorry, of Long Island Cares, the Harry Chapin Food Bank. Can you tell us your story about Harry, Paul?
Well, my story about Harry is rather unique, I guess, since I'm standing here. 35 years ago, Harry was supposed to perform right here at the Lakeside Theater, and I had made arrangements to meet him at 3 o'clock. As we all know, he never made that meeting because he passed away at 11 o'clock. But the reason I was meeting with him was to talk about organizing social workers and volunteers to help him kick off Long Island Cares, not thinking that 35 years later I would be leading this wonderful organization as its CEO. So that's my special story.
So ironic. You were scheduled to meet Harry that very fateful day.
Yep.
And yet, all these years later, you're leading Long Island Cares and taking it to so many new heights that Harry may never have imagined.
Well, we hope so. And all during this time, Harry's hanging out with me because I feel him all the time.
His spirit lives on, doesn't it?
I know when someone gives me a shot in the middle of my back, when there's no one in my office, I have a feeling someone's there.
Paul Pachter, CEO of Long Island Cares. What's your favorite Harry Chapin song, Paul?
Probably Sunday Morning Sunshine.
Why so?
Yeah, it just was inspirational to me, and I played that song time and time again when I was being interviewed for the job. Yeah. So it's my good luck song.
Yeah, I love your shirt.
Thank you, Mike.
And Harry really believed every person can make a difference,
yes,
right, Paul? And that's what you guys are doing.
We're doing it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Sandy Chapin, we're streaming live on Facebook. We're going to stream the concert. Just say hello. Just a quick hello. Just a quick hello. Sandy, you look to everybody on Facebook, folks. This is Sandy Chapin.
Facebook, you do?
Yes, we're going to stream the concert in just a few minutes, but you look fantastic. And isn't it so great to have a concert like this all for so many years, keeping Harry's music alive, Sandy?
And in the Harry Chapin Lakeside Theater, very special, yes.
Yeah.
And you know, they're going to play one of Jen's songs tonight. Did you hear that?
No.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's nice.
Wow.
Yeah,
and you know,
special.
some of the songs you co-wrote with Harry, Cats in the Cradle, of course, the most famous. And, you know, the story behind that, a family story going back, but also Tangled Up Puppet.
That's right.
And Caroline. How did you come to write Caroline?
I wrote it. Harry described his girlfriend while he was at Cornell, and somehow I never knew her, but I just kind of got a picture and wrote the song.
Wow. Wow. What do you think Harry would be thinking all these years later about where we are with the hunger movement? You know, and the challenges that continue. Now more than ever, people need the help of Long Island Cares and Why Hunger. And
Right, that's true. He said all of the community programs would end the, well, not end short-term emergency needs, but long-term emergency needs. But can you imagine Harry today looking at this election? He was actually planning to run for the Senate.
He was. Wow. Sandy Chapin, thank you so much. Enjoy the show. Sandy Chapin, folks. We're at the Harry Chapin Lakeside Theater. We're about to start streaming the show.
Harry Chapin.
We're going to go to the stage.
All our veterans at this time, please rise and be recognized. Will everyone please rise for a moment of silence for our armed forces around the globe? Thank you. Please remain standing for our national anthem, led by Stuart Markus.
Oh, say can you see, I the doctor behind, but so proudly hailed at the twilight's last gleam, whose was stripes and bright stars fill the perilous time. For the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streamed, and the rockets' red flare of bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Thank you, Stuart. Just a little housekeeping. Also, Larry Sklar is here, representing the veterans. If anybody wants to help out, he's got some flags and things. And all his money goes to building homes for veterans. Thanks, Larry. Great. Just a little housekeeping. On Wednesday, we begin our classic movie series at Chelsea Mansion with Casablanca. Here at Lakeside, Friday, July 22nd, we will host Nassau Pops. And on Saturday, that's Friday, July 22nd. On Saturday, July 23rd, Fresh FM will present Fresh in the Park with Lucas Graham and Need to Breathe. On Sunday, July 24th, we will have an Elvis and Beatles tribute here at Lakeside. Also, mark your calendars for Saturday, August 6th, when our Salute the Veterans show will feature the USO show troupe and Tony Orlando. Now it's my pleasure to introduce your Master of Ceremonies for this evening, Markus.
All right, well, let's hear it for the weather gods. Thank you all very, very much for coming out. When I first came up with the idea to do this, I never thought we'd be doing it 12 years in a row, but we have. And so thank you very much to the folks in the county, to Ed Mangano, to the Parks Commissioner, Deputy Commissioner Frank there. It gives me a great pleasure. You know, part of this is to showcase the talents of some very fine musicians that I'm privileged to know. Part of it, of course, is to keep Harry's legacy and music alive, but a big part of it is to benefit Long Island Cares, which is the charity that Harry founded right here on Long Island. And to say a few words as Executive Director of Long Island Cares, Paul Pachter.
Thank you very much, Stu, and good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Harry Chapin Lakeside Theater here at Eisenhower Park. This year, if you're counting, marks the 35th anniversary of Harry's passing. It was 35 years ago on July 16th, 1981, that Harry was to perform right here on this stage. And unfortunately, as fate would have it, didn't make it. Harry left a tremendous legacy behind here in Long Island when he and his wife Sandy founded Long Island Cares. as the region's first food bank. These days, 36 years after we were founded, Long Island Cares continues to provide more than 7 million pounds of emergency food and supplies to people on Long Island who need it. 300,000 of our neighbors are struggling with domestic hunger and low food security every single day, including 87,000 children in one of the richest regions in the United States. That is something that Harry would not have been very proud of. But what I do know he's been very proud of is the continued support that you, our neighbors, our fellow Long Islanders, continue to show toward this organization that has made tremendous strides in the past 36 years in improving the quality of life for people in need. I want to thank Stu Markus, all of the artists that continue to perform. This is now their 12th year at the Lakeside Theater, performing their annual tribute concert. And before I turn it back to Stu, I would like to just acknowledge two people who are very important and special to Long Island Cares. From Harry Chapin Internet Radio, Mike Grayeb is with us this evening. Mike, thank you so much for being here. And although she wouldn't come up on the stage with me, we're so delighted that she's here. Harry Chapin's lovely wife, Sandy Chapin, is with us tonight. So thank you, Stu, thank you, artists, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Have a great evening, and remember, Long Island Cares.
All right, to start off the show, in your program it says the folk goddesses. There are actually 3 of them. One of them had a health issue, the other had something come up. The third is a bandmate with me in my band Gathering Time. And we've got some really, really top-notch musicians who backstage just earlier this evening put together, because we didn't want this song to not be played. Harry came out of the folk tradition in the 1960s. It was a time of great turbulence in the United States, at the time when music took up the mantle of social justice, of peace, of civil rights, and he wrote from that aspect and from that perspective. So to play a song called Remember When the Music, accompanied by Frank Walker, who you'll see quite a bit of this evening, Marshall Rosenberg, who you'll also see quite a bit of this evening, and Christine Salamino on piano, who you'll also see later. Please welcome, from the Folk Goddesses, Hillary Fox song.
So you can hear the song. Remember when the music came from wooden boxes strung with silver wire, and as we sang the words, it would set our minds on fire, for we believed in things, and so we'd sing. Remember when the music brought us all together to stand inside the rain, and as we join our hands, we lead in the refrain, for we had dreams to live, we had hope to give. Remember when the music was the best of what we dreamed of for our children. with silver wire. Thank you.
Well, we've been seeing all of those, all those folks the rest of the evening. Hillary Fox song. Welcoming up now a guy who is a Richard Rodgers Award-winning songwriter. He lives in Deer Park, performs with his partner, actually, as the Dream Chasers, performing all over Long Island, doing a sentimental favorite of mine called Old College Avenue. Ready? All the mics live. Please welcome Sid Cherry and Helene Schreier-Pandal.
I picked a rainy night to try to find a place. Streetlights all were flickering, the leaves were falling fast. I walked down the winding road, looked up through the trees, and I saw the corner window you once shared with me. It was old College Avenue, and in the time of having you, I remember it as if it were today. The tiny room and the single bed, though the tangled trails of time have led us far astray, the memory seems to stay. And through all the roads that led me on, and through all the years that you've been gone, I have found that it would never go away. It was old College Avenue, and in the time of having you, I remember it as if it were today. And fall turned into winter, the winter into spring. And all the while you let me through the sweet awakening. Summer never came that year, it's what you went to find. And you took my future with you, and you left your past behind. It was old College Avenue, and in the time of having you, I remember it as if it were today. Tiny room and a single bed, though the tangled trails of time have led us far away, the memory's here to stay. And through all the roads that led me on, and through all the years that you've been gone, I have course I picked a rainy night to try to find a path.
Sid Cherry and Helen Schreier Purnell from the Dream Chasers. Beautiful song. So I've got a lot of thank yous to say over the course of the night, and I'm going to try to space them out. The first one I'm going to say to, there's the old cliche about the starving musician. Most of us, fortunately, don't really fit in that category. However, this evening, everybody was coming from their day jobs, most of us, so we didn't have a chance to stop home for dinner. So to prevent us from being starving artists tonight, a restaurant in Farmingdale called Mary's Pizza and Pasta donated some backstage catering for all of us. It was arranged by our friends at WHLI, Connoisseur Media. We'd like to thank both of them. In fact, a big double thank you to Stu Schrager, Bill the Wise Man, and everybody else at WHLI and Connoisseur Media for helping us. Next up, we've got two guys named Jerry, that's spelled differently. First one is a recording artist. He's best known as a blues player. He's singing lead. He's also an investment counselor. You can catch him playing around Long Island during the warmer weather and Florida during the colder weather. Accompanying him, so that's Jerry DeMeo. Accompanying him is my bandmate Jerry McKevney. The song is called Blues Man.
Holy cow, listen to him. Did you hear him? Up in Brooklyn, he was a second year of medical school. He went and stashed some jeans into his guitar case. His father said, well, you were just a cool boy. But the boy jumped on a Greyhound bus. It took him 2 days to get to Mobile. It took him 2 weeks to track the old man down. He never doubted that the rumor was real. Man stood by the storefront with his white cane hanging from his belt. He was bending the steel of his guitar strings. It seemed like a metal had to melt. He was the last of the street corner singers, paid his final years of dues, and the voice in his throat was like a bullfrog croak. It was he that invented the blues. Play the blues, boy. You got to live and got your dues, boy. You got to give and you gotta start to feel sweet, like a slow blues rhythm, like a heartbeat. Always be with them when you're married to the blues, boy. Your guitar is your wife. It's like the fine old woman you've been faithful to all of your life. Take it, Jack. Walked up to the blind man, bent down and put his guitar away. The old man heard him say, "Who are you?" I'm the kid you're gonna teach to play. Well, the old man left, but the kid kept talking about how he'd help him around. But when the old man said, I don't need no food to get me where I'm hellbound. To play the blues, boy, you gotta believe about your dues, boy. You got to give, got to start real sweet, like a slow breeze and like a heartbeat. Always rhythm when you're married to the blues, boy. Your guitar is your wife. If I can find an old woman who you've been faithful to all of your life. No guru, I'm just a blind black preacher man. My guitar is my gospel, boy. I preach with my picking hand. Well, I ain't no wet nurse or a black albino too. Well, the kid said that's okay. I just wanna pick like a son of a gun. To live, I got to do this, boy. You gotta give, it's gotta start real slow, like a slow blues rhythm, like a heartbeat. Always the rhythm when you're married to the blues, boy. Your guitar is your wife. I got a fine old woman you've been married to all of your life.
Jerry DeMeo, accompanied by Jerry McKebney, and I have some idea of why I wanted Jerry McKebney to be in my band. Well, one of the fun things about this show for all of us is that we may get to sing lead on one song. We can kind of play side person to some other great musicians. And I'm going to do that right now with this next act coming up. So I'm going to turn the announcing duties over to a friend of mine who is president of the Folk Music Society of Huntington, which is sort of the premier folk music presenting association here on Long Island. He's also vice president of the Northeast Regional Folk Alliance, which is an organization that helps to promote and promulgate the love and traditions of folk music and help folk musicians make a living. So please welcome President Mike Kornfeld.
Thanks, Stu. It's a pleasure to be here tonight, as it is every year. And I'm particularly pleased to be able to introduce the our next featured performer, who has had coveted official showcases at both the NERFA Conference and the Southeast Regional Folk Alliance Conference. A New York City-based singer-songwriter, Robin Greenstein grew up here in Nassau County, was an active participant in the guitar workshop that some of you may recall was based in Roslyn. She's put out a couple of original CDs of her original music, one called Acousticness and the other one called Slow Burn. She's also put out 2 albums of traditional folk music entitled Images of Women, a multicultural holiday album, and is currently working on a new release called Tears and Laughter. It is a pleasure to introduce, and I hope you'll please welcome Robin Greenstein, accompanied by Stu Markus, Laura Kendall, and keeping the beat, Marshall Rosenberg.
it's a golden sunrise, young boy, open up your eyes. It's supposed to be your day. Now up you go, rising down, and you won't stop until you found your own kind of way. And the rain will rock your tousled hair, the rain, the sun, the sweet despair, bring tales of love and strife. And somewhere on the path to glory, you will write your story of a life. And all the times that you walk through, the people that you talk to sing you their song. And there are times you change your stride, there are times you can't decide, still you go on and on. And the young girls dance their gypsy tunes and share the secrets of the moon. So soon you find a wife, and though she sees your dreams go poorly, she joins your story of a life. So you settle down and the children come, and you find a place where you come from. Your wandering is done, and all your dreams of open spaces you see on your children's faces, one by one. And all the trips you know you missed, and all the lips you never kissed, cut through you like a and now you see you stretch before me, just another story of a life. So what do you do now, when she looks at you now? You know the same old jokes that the jesters tell, they'll tell them to you now. And all the same old songs the minstrels sing, you sing them to her now. But it don't matter anyhow, 'cause she knows by now. Every chance you take don't mean a thing. What variations can you bring to this shop-worn melody? And every year goes by like a tolling bell, battered merchandise you sell, not where she can see. I know she's heard it all 1,000 times, couched in your tempted rhymes. She'll march to your drum and fly. But the question that comes up before me, where's my magic story of a life? Well now, sometimes words can serve me well, sometimes the words can go to hell for all that they do. And for every dream that took me high, there's been a dream that's passed me by. I know it's so true, and I can see clear to the end, and I'll whisper to her now and again, because she shared my life. For more than all the ghosts of glory, she makes up the story. Oh, she's the only story of my life.
Time for another thank you. There's a woman back here who, if it were based on talent alone, would be in the show. However, I set a rule when we first started doing this that it would be Long Islanders leading all the songs at least. And she's from New Jersey, but she's a great folk singer and performer. And my band Gathering Time has got to play with her quite a bit. She's acting as stage mom, getting people organized. Her name is Mara Levine, and she's back there somewhere. There she is. So next up is a group made up from the left. We have Susan Ernst on guitar, Laura Kendall on the fiddle. She was just playing with Rob Olson. We've got Ken the Rocket Chord on harmonica and vocals, and the, shall we call you peripatetic, the constant presence, the biggest Harry Chapin fan of the bunch, Frank Walker, playing bass. On a song that I like very, very much. In fact, I performed it. Please welcome Friends on the Journey.
Joseph was a man with two first names. They left him in the railroad yard when they took away the trains. Only one run a week comes on roaring down that line, so all he's got to worry about is time. He sits in the break house, his hands up to the fire, moaning to his memories of love and desire. Telling me the stories of the glories of his past, but he always says the story of the glory for the last. And he said, my Corey's coming, no more sad stories coming. Midnight, moonlight, morning glories coming on you, girl. And like I told you, when she holds you, she enfolds you in her world. Now the evening comes to see out where he'd been. He said, come on, sit down, kid, where shall I begin? I said, I know my favorite, but you know I like the rest. I love the way you tell me about your Corey the best. So I'd hear his lifelong love recreated by its tongue. Turn back the past, she'd be forever young. While the other stories changed as they ran through his head. He said the same thoughts about Corey before he went to bed. You see my Corey's coming, Corey's coming. No more sad stories coming. Midnight, moonlight, morning glories coming on you, girl. And like I told you, when she holds you, she enfolds you in her world. Quite surprised to find out all the places where he knew. So I asked the townsfolk if his stories were true. They said old John was born here, he's lived here all his life. He's never had a woman, let alone a wife. And pretty soon you'll find out as you check around, no one named Corey's ever lived in this town. So I tried to be old man about the truth that I had heard. He smiled and said reality is only just a word. And you see my Corey's coming, no more sad stories
He said, we need not grieve for this man, for we know that God put the cold dirt over him and left me on my own. And when at last I looked up, I saw I was not alone. There in the shadows, with a stole upon her head, was a beautiful young woman. I remember what she said. Is that John Joseph? I nodded my head, yes. That brought a sad smile to her. It's time he got some rest. And I said, if you're a relative, he had a peaceful end. That's when she said, my name is Corey. You can say I'm just a friend. Corey's coming. No more sad stories coming. Midnight, moonlight, morning glory. Coming out of you. Lying down. When she holds you, she holds you. That's the old man's story. I'm glad you came tonight. Knows that all the railroad guards look along the side. You may wonder why a young man would work out here alone. Well, the job pays enough to put some flesh on my bone. And I confess I get to miss a legal man a bit. And there's one other reason I guess I should admit. Can't you see my Corey's coming? Corey's coming. No more sad stories coming. Midnight, moonlight, morning glory's coming on you, girl. Like I told you, when she holds you, she enfolds you in her
Well, for aficionados of folk music, the word ballad means a song that tells a story. If you go back hundreds of years, there are folk songs, folk ballads about palace and royal intrigues, about ghastly murders, about love affairs gone wrong. A ballad classically is a song that tells a story, and in that sense, Harry Chapin was a classic balladeer. That was just one of them that you heard. Sometimes they were based on real people, sometimes they were based on just little snippets of things he saw in the newspaper. And sometimes they were based on things that happened to himself and his own family. And Harry had several children, one of whom I'm friendly with. Her name is Jennifer, and she's a touring folk musician also. Another one is a son named Josh, who was an independent thinker as a young child. And one day Josh brought home a report card that said, "Your son marches to the beat of a different drummer, but don't worry, we'll have him playing in the band soon." And marching with the band soon. So that inspired Harry to write this song. With us now is a very noted singer-songwriter and acolyte of Pete Seeger and a very well-known children's performer here on Long Island. So there's a lot of school programs, so I thought she'd be perfect for this song. It's called Flowers Are Red. Please welcome Patricia Shee.
There's no need to see flowers any other way than the way they always have been seen. There's no need to see flowers any other way than the way they always have been seen. But still, there must be a way to have our children say, there's so many colors in the rainbow, so many colors in the morning sun, so many colors in the flower, and I see everyone.
Ladies and gentlemen. You may have noticed Melanie Fink, aka Mel Funk, playing drums there, but we're keeping her on stage because she also plays piano. She's a graduate of 5 Towns Music College. She tours nationally with an all-female hard rock, punk rock band called Jackknife Stiletto. However, today, in fact, they've been on the stage a couple of times in their own right. Today she's, well, accompanying a lot of people, including her mom, Deborah Lynn, who is right here doing a favorite song of mine. And Deborah Lynn has several albums to her credit and a new one on the way, correct? Almost done? A new CD almost done? Yes. Please welcome.
As a matter of fact.
Accompanied also by John Dorio on bass. As soon as he gets plugged in. Please welcome Deborah Lynn.
I came into town
Berlin, accompanied by Mel Funk and John DeOrio. Well, next up is a very good friend of mine. I've been friendly with him for almost 20 years since I've been playing live on the Long Island circuit. I see he's a good friend of many people here. Of all the people in this show, in fact, of all the musicians on Long Island, possibly all the people on Long Island, he's probably the biggest Harry Chapin fan among us. When we first started doing the show, he was there. He switches songs almost every year. And he's been so helpful to me in many ways behind the scenes. If I think a song is right for somebody, but I don't have an MP3 of it, I called Frank or emailed Frank. He had the MP3, he would email it to them. If somebody needs a backup musician, he's there. He's probably accompanied more because he knows every song that Harry wrote. Frank also, well, it's sort of a miracle that Frank is here at all. He was born with a condition called Eagle Bar Syndrome, which is also known as prune belly syndrome. It's a condition where a baby is born without the abdominal musculature to protect his abdominal organs, and often babies like that die. Frank was very lucky, and he had a doctor who came up with a very innovative surgical technique to repair it, and he's now head of an organization called PruneBelly.org, which works to spread this technique around. He's also one of the most beloved musicians on Long Island. And in fact, after he plays the song, we're going to give him a little award of appreciation. But he's singing with a woman named Robin Eve, who plays with Clark Music. Robin is one of the biggest, most beautiful voices I've ever heard, and it's a pleasure to have her in the show. They're accompanied tonight by an also a frequent partner of Frank's named John Stuart. Please welcome Frank Walker and Robin Eve.
If I split you wide open and mine the jewels of your mind, I swear I wouldn't get too greedy. I'd leave riches still to find. If I could meet you all over again, this time I didn't hide, but I revealed to you every last little part of me, and laid all the games aside. I could fall in love with you. 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 If I were close enough to talk to you, if I could soothe your worried head, I would be so grateful if you would just let me in. I'd give you peace instead. If I could take the challenge you offer, then I would meet you on the way. And our worlds would dance around each other, and we still have so much more to say. I could fall in love with you. I could fall in love with you. I could fall in love with you. I could fall in love. You could be the answer to my questions, and you
you could open up my eyes. Maybe someday we could happen with no compromise. I could fall in love with you. 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 I could fall, baby, I could fall in love with you. I could fall, I could fall in love with you. We have a present for you.
Please welcome Frank's girlfriend, Tammy Pendergast.
Tammy, I am in love with you. Will you please marry me? Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, my fiancée, Tammy Pendergast. God's fucking way. Hallelujah. And if you thought Frank looked a little bit uncharacteristically nervous before the song started, now you know why. Now that was a first here, 12 years of doing this. Congratulations, Frank and Tammy. Thank you so much, Robin and John. We got one more act in this set. Okay, let's bring on Media Crime. Also with us from the very beginning, a band that, wow, if you combine the folky ethos of Woody Guthrie with the angry cynicism of the Ramones, not to mention the energy, you would have Media Crime. I always have to put them on at the end of the first set because it takes everyone a little while to recover from them. These guys have brought the back line, that is, the guitar amp, the bass amp, and the drum set, and allowed everyone to use them for the 12 years we've been doing it here. So, thank you very much for that. I've got to say that. I'd also like to say a big thank you to the Folk Music Society of Huntington. You saw Mike up here earlier, the president. He'll be back here again, but the Folk Society has sort of come in as our cultural partner for this event every year. You might have seen Mike passing out brochures. If you like folk music and all of its traditions, but mostly the traditions of quality music, good songwriting, acoustic instruments, and sort of a general caring about humanity, you probably like folk music in its larger definition. So look up the Folk Music Society online, fmsh.org. And if they're all set, are they all set? Please welcome, on one of my favorite songs about the cynicism of people in government. Oops. We're not quite there yet. Make sure your power strip is on. It's the humidity. Are you ready, Mr. Edward? WRT, led by Eddie Havoc. Please welcome on the rock, Media Crime.
Media Crime. So glad y'all can make it out tonight. Let's try. We've come for your prey. The rock is gonna fall us. He won't bring a sky. To his mother, the fear dark in his heart, and he told her of the vision that he was going to see. She said, go to sleep, son, you have a little bit. And she said, everybody know, a rock hates all over town. Everybody knows that it will tumble to the ground. Remember the chicken wheels and the sky is falling down. Well, nothing ever came of that. The words will turn to us. Yes, it does. The rock is for the hardest. We roll it toward the glass. And the rest of the is dropping. And I threw it last. He said that shit up there high on the hill. If it doesn't fall this year, and very soon it will. They left him all alone. the rock slips a little bit.
Thank you, stick around! Eddie Havoc and Media Crime. If you want me, that is called a theremin that Chris Peters is playing over there. We're going to take a very short intermission. There is another storm line on the way. So we're going to take a short intermission, then come right back here. Go get yourself a little bite to eat, and then hurry back to your seats.
All right, and we will be back on Facebook Live for the second set. So we're going to take a quick break, but we will be back. We are live at the Harry Chapin Lakeside Theater in Eisenhower Park. This is in East Meadow, New York, on Long Island. It's the venue where Harry was scheduled to perform the day he died in that car accident, July 16th, 1981. So stick around, come on back in a few minutes for the second set of this annual Just Wild About Harry tribute concert. See you soon. So Sandy Chapin, all these years later, 35 years later at Eisenhower Park, I mean, what are your thoughts today?
You know, one of the best things is to actually hear the songs in a way that I hear them differently, because when I hear Harry's voice singing them, you get used to it. But and they're beautifully done tonight, just beautifully. But I really, I hear the stories and I hear the interpretations, and it's really interesting. And some of them are really emotional.
They really are. Now, Harry years ago used to have songwriters come to the house, and he started a songwriters workshop at your house in Huntington, right? He would invite these songwriters into your living room for workshops?
Yes, he did, because there were a lot of young people who were interested, and so by formalizing it, he could see everybody at the same time. But he also was raising money for PAP at the time, one of the organizations that he was supporting.
Yeah.
And he did 26 hours, and I actually have recordings of them.
You do? Wow. But, I mean, he used to do barbecues at the house, and he'd let people sleep over if they'd make a donation to World Hunger Year, right?
Right.
I mean, wasn't that crazy for you? You're trying to raise 5 kids, you know, and with everything going on at the house, he's inviting people back after concerts. I mean, what was that like?
He could call up at 3 o'clock in the afternoon in town and say, I forgot to tell you, but I invited 40 people over for cocktails at 5 o'clock. But you know, and I would just have to feed the kids dinner, get to see them through their homework and go on. But, you know, it's not like he expected me to cook.
Yeah, but still, I mean...
And then one time he called up from southern New Jersey, and he was, I guess he felt that he was short on raising money for Y that week, so he said, it actually was a lot of money back then, but he said for $25, anyone who wanted to come back could sleep at the house.
He's Tammy, so I'm
Wow.
pretty sure he's close by. Oh, there he is, right
Wow.
by
Quite a group.
So, was he really kind of like a hurricane at times? I mean, how did you try to, you know, control or manage the madness?
I did. I want Markus to sit down.
Stuart, sorry, I'm sorry to interrupt. Sandy was asking if you might be able to give a shout out that last song was Jen's song.
Jen's
If I
song?
Could Fall in Love.
Jen wrote the song. See, there's no everybody, and it isn't like a Harry Chapin song anyway.
Yeah,
but I just
for everybody
thought
on
that
Facebook,
because the program
that song
does it
just
for
before
Harry's song.
Gotcha.
Frank Walker proposed to his fiancee was a Jen Chapin song. I Could Fall in Love. And we're also here with Stuart Markus, the organizer.
Because it was like months ago they told me you wanted to do
Stuart, the organizer of the event. You've been doing this for so many years. We're on Facebook Live right now. Do you want to tell us what it's like trying to put this thing together?
Each year it gets a little bit easier because I've done it before, so I kind of know what to expect. But there's, you know, as the date approaches, you know, I'm hounding the musicians. I need to know who your side people are, what they're going to be playing. You got to set up the order of the show. And then trying to get everybody's sound check is like the biggest knot in the pit of my stomach time, because there's so many acts and each one has different instrumentation. So it's a month, you know, a couple of months of planning,
a week of feeling stressed, a day of a knot in my stomach, and then an evening of pure out enjoyment.
Well,
and it's just wonderful.
It's incredible the work that you do, and you're keeping Harry's legacies alive, helping Long Island Cares.
It
Hats
means a
off
lot.
to you.
And it's great to see so many people coming out, even on a day when the weather wasn't great. So,
Turned out
yes,
nice. Thank you so much.
I am glad too. It's been such a joy to hear the song, to kind of get inside the songs because it's somebody else's voice, so
Yeah.
to hear them differently. You did get a good crowd. People kept coming in. I guess
Yeah,
when they
Stuart
saw the
Markus,
rain,
the organizer of the event, and Sandy Chapin. And Sandy, all these years later, Long Island Cares, it's really evolved with Paul Pachter, with the mobile food pantries and the satellite offices. I mean, it must be one of your proudest, the proudest things that you've been involved in, because you're still involved, right?
You know, it's amazing. We have 5 different programs for veterans. It's just, I swear that Paul Pachter, our director, doesn't go to sleep at night because he keeps coming up with one more way to serve Long Islanders. And also, the thing that surprised me is Harry was one of those people who, what are you doing?
I just want to get a little more light, yeah.
Who would be at a meeting and come up with an idea, and then an hour later he was on the phone, and the next morning he had it in process. And Paul Pachter is the same way. He just can't stop. More and more programs to meet more and more problems all over for Long Island.
Tell us about the 5 J's. How are the kids doing? What are they up to these days?
Well, let's see. Jamie's very involved with her 2 boys in a lot of PTA, schoolwork, and doing some real estate. And Jono, this is a great story. He's just bought a 50-acre farm in Vermont. It was in the family for 3 generations, and so he'll now keep the farm and farming. And we have a farmer in the family, which I always got over for. And Jason works for a not-for-profit in Bridgeport, Connecticut, that get people through work training programs and into jobs. So he's doing some of the work Harry was doing. Jen, of course, is a singer. Her song tonight, the part of the show, was "I Could Fall in Love with You."
Yes, amazing song.
And Josh is actually about to finish up at Brooklyn College. At 44 years old, he's going to finally get a college degree.
That's awesome. Good for him. Great to see you, Sandy. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, we're going back for the second half of the show. Sandy Chapin. Thank you, Sandy. We're just going to get seated, and then we will sit down and enjoy the second half.
Susan Levine, now Susan Levine Christian. Susan Cohen.
Actually, Susan Schwartz Christian.
Schwartz Christian. I'm sorry, I knew it was a Jewish name. Sorry, I'm bad with names, and tonight it gets worse. They got married, what, like 3 months ago, 4 months ago, but they've been bandmates for about 6 years, so it was about time. Please welcome a band with a name that was listed wrong in Newsday because the band that they sound like was playing also on Long Island around the same time. Please welcome Grand Folk Railroad.
Hello, honey, it's me. What did you think when you heard me back on the radio? And what did the kids say when they heard it was their mama's daddy? Whenever when they listen to the radio, and I say that's the place, and how I got it down as an FM job on the day it married me. Or it was the kids that I was in the AM rock, but I just had to run around. It's been 8 years since electric radio, check it out what's gone down. they take, well they made my voice really low. They said they wanted the understand when they let me go. So I made it on down and told Oklahoma that it would be a late night talk show. And I made my way back home and get here, the boys in Idaho. That's how this business goes. I am a DJ and never will be. Well, always there, wherever you may be. But like the morning boys, but never see. There are the 45 going on with me. I'm taking extra money playing high school hot. I'm a big time dance dancing. Here's the dog to the little children. Listen what they say to me. I got a smile on the back of my head, just waiting for a new day. Now there's a tire and I'm going to say I'm gone, but it's never gonna go away. Crazy dream when you just take off and you can travel on 10,000 miles and still stay where you are. I'm thinking that I should stop this job and start that record store. Maybe I can settle down to take me back once more. Okay, honey, I see. Yes, he's better than me. Sure, old girl, I understand. You don't have to worry, I'm such a happy man. Oh, well, I am on DJ. Never know where to be. Laying on the bed, wherever you may be. The mighty morning boys, but never see. Living on the 45, going on the 3. I am a born DJ, and never you will be.
Congratulations to these newlyweds also. A few more notes of thanks as the next act comes up. The people from the county, really, I appreciate their allowing me to do this. Obviously, they seem to feel it's worthwhile because we get such a great crowd. But I'd like to say a big thank you to County Executive Ed Mangano, to the Commissioner of Parks, Brian Nugent, to Frank Camerlengo, the Deputy Commissioner, and Cindy Gillen, Director of Special Events. And please, a big hand for the guys in the sound booth. We've got Ted, we've got Alex, we've got Paul, and a bunch of other people. This is probably the technically most difficult show they do all summer with 17 different acts. Well, you know, it says something about a songwriter when his works are being embraced by people that weren't even born yet at the time he died. And such is the case with these two new performers. They're both up-and-coming talents on the folk scene. Karen Vella, you'll find her playing any number of restaurants around the area, but she's also a songwriter, and she's working on a recording right now. And to her right, one of the darlings of the Huntington Folk Society. Her name is Kirsten Maxwell. And boy, she can channel Joan Baez and Joni Mitchell like nobody I've ever heard before. She's got a new album out called Crimson, and she will be opening for Slade Cleaves at the Huntington Folk Festival, which is jointly sponsored by the Folk Music Society of Huntington and the Huntington Arts Council, and that's going to be on Saturday, July 30th. I wanted to get them both into the show, and I was really, really glad when they thought my idea of having them team up was a good one. So please welcome Kirsten Maxwell and Karen Bella.
Do we have sound? Yes. Testing. Guitar? Anybody? We're just holding these things for fun.
One more.
Saturday morning and it's growing light. Look out my window, remember the night. The story is starting, this story ends, and I feel like I need you again. Time used to move softly when I was at home. You went on without me and left me alone. Now it sits on my shoulder and claws at my hand, and I feel like I need you again. Some need a reason why. Love needs a little more time. Now I recall September when the leaves turned brown. Remember October when it bleeds on the ground. Well, here comes December like an elderly friend, and I feel like I need you again. Some need a reason why. Love needs a little more time. Some need a reason why. Love needs a little more time.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Kirsten.
Karen Bella and Kirsten Maxwell. Oh, beautiful. Once again, I'd like to turn this lectern and microphone over to Michael Kornfeld from the Folk Music Society of Huntington.
Wasn't that a beautiful rendition of Saturday Morning?
Yes.
Well, coming up next, we have a Long Island-based singer-songwriter and song interpreter who also has what I know you're going to think is a beautiful voice. Being joined here in singing one of Harry's lesser-known songs, and she's being joined by Frank Walker, Stu Markus, and Lisa and Tony Vernola. Please welcome
Christine Solomino.
Special thanks to all these gentlemen and the hard work they're doing. Stu, Markus for putting this together.
Christine Solomino, who also accompanies almost half the people here. And if you notice, you'll see her on drums, on piano, and sometimes on guitar. What a talent and what a voice.
Harry Chapin Lakeside
Among
Theater,
all of us
Eisenhower
musicians
Park,
here,
Long Island.
everyone has a song, sometimes more than one song, that speaks to them in a particular way. And I think as a musician, the song Mr. Tanner probably speaks to almost all of us. You know, we're starting out, we're playing a bar, and some drunk yells, "You suck!" and he doesn't realize that that person might actually take it personally. And of course, critics earn their living by being critical, but that means pointing out every flaw they can sometimes. And so you got to say, all of us that play in bars and restaurants, or on folk stages, or on bigger stages, really appreciate it when you come out, and we really appreciate the applause. And well, I really appreciate you all coming out tonight. And to my ladies and gentlemen, who really has adopted this song as his own, it's a pleasure to sing it with him. He's a two-time Kerrville New Folk Award winner. That's the Kerrville Folk Festival in Texas, which is a big deal in the folk circuit. And he's got several albums out to his name. He's working on a new one. His most recent one was called Postcard from Antigua. Please welcome a good friend of mine, Josh Chapin.
Hi. Is this a great night or what?
Yeah.
Tanner was a cleaner from a town in the Midwest, and of all the cleaning shops around, he made his the best. But he also was a baritone who sang while hanging cold, rapped the scales while brushing tails and sorting through the cold. And his friends and neighbors praised the voice that poured out from his throat. They said that he should use his gifts instead of cleaning clothes. Oh, fall on your music was his life. It was not his livelihood, though it made him feel so happy and it made him feel so good. He sang from his heart, and he sang from his soul, and he did not know how well he sang. It just made him whole. Well, his friends kept working on him to try music out full time. Big debut and rave reviews, great career decline. And finally, they got to him, and he would take the flame. A concert agent in New York agreed to have him sing. And there were plane tickets, phone calls, many spent to rent the hall. It took most of his savings, but he gladly used them all. Oh, fall on your music was his life. It was not his livelihood, though it made him feel so happy, and it made him feel so good. And he sang from his heart, and he sang from his soul, and he did not know how well he sang. It just made him whole. And the evening came, he took the stage, spaced it in a smile. In the half-filled hall, the critics sat, watching on the aisle. And the concert was a blur to him, with spatters of applause. He did not know how well he sang, he only heard the flaws. And the critics were concise, it only took 4 lines, and no one would accuse them of being overkind. Mr. Martin Tanner, baritone of Dayton, Ohio, made his town hall debut last night.
He came well prepared, but unfortunately his presentation was not up to contemporary professional standards. His voice lacks the range and tonal color necessary to make it consistently interesting. Full-time consideration of another endeavor might be in order. He came home to Dayton, was questioned by his friends, but he smiled and just said nothing and never sang again. Excepting very late at night, when his store was dark and closed, he sang softly to himself as he sorted through the clothes. Oh, for music was his life, it was not his livelihood. Oh, it made him feel so happy, and it made him feel so good. And he sang from his heart, and he sang from his soul, and he did not know how well he sang. It just made him whole.
Josh Chapin, ladies and gentlemen.
A woman named Claire McIntyre died this past March. When Harry Chapin was a teenager, he had worked as at a summer camp with her, and they began dating. She lived in Manhattan and came from a very wealthy family. Her father wouldn't let her ride the subway, so she always took a cab to go somewhere. Years later, Harry felt the need to earn some extra money besides gigging and teaching. So he went into New York City to apply for a taxi cab driver's license. On the way in, he was haunted by the thought, what if Claire one day gets into my cab? He got the license, but instead of ever driving the cab, he wrote the song. Claire's name became Sue, and the rest is pop music history. Here to sing Harry's classic Taxi is a popular Long Island-based folk harmony trio, and when I say popular, they're gaining national and international recognition steadily. Earlier this year, they had both the #1 album and #1 song, and were the #1 artists on international folk radio. They've had not one, not two, not three, but 4 coveted official showcases at Northeast Regional Folk Alliance conferences. And they were among the artists voted most wanted to return at a recent Falcon Ridge Folk Festival. Please welcome my friends, Gathering Time.
It was raining hard in the school. I needed one more day to make my night. A day up ahead with a flag down. She got in the light.
awake unto my lady blue. It's a shame you ruined your gown in the rain. She just looked out the window and said 16 Parkside Lane.
Something about her was familiar. I could swear I'd seen her face before. She said, I'm sure you're mistaken, and she didn't say anything more.
It took a while, but she looked in the mirror, and she glanced at the glasses for my name. A smile came to her slowly. It was a sad smile just the same.
And she said, how are you, Harry? I said, how are you, Sue? Through the 2 million miles and the 2 little smiles, I still remember you.
It was somewhere in a fairy tale. I used to take her home in my car. We learned about love in the back of the Dodge. The lesson had gone too far.
You see, she was gonna be an actress, and I was gonna learn to fly. She took off to find the footlights, I took off to find the sky. Oh, I've got something inside me to drive a princess blind. There's a wise man wizard, he's hiding in me, illuminating my mind. Oh, I've got something inside me, not what my mind's about. 'Cause I've been letting my outside time be over to my time runs
There's not much more for us to talk about. Whatever we had once was gone. I'll turn my car to the driveway, past the gates and find Trim Hall.
And she said, we must get together. Though I knew it'd never be arranged. She gave me 20 times for a 250 fare and said, Harry, keep the change. Well, another man might have been angry, and another man might have been hurt, but another man never would let her go.
Thank you. Diane Perry on violin, Marshall Rosenberg on percussion. Thank you.
That was fun. All right, next up, a band I've been wanting to get into the show for a few years. This is the first that their schedule would allow. And in fact, we don't even have the complete band here because the full band, they're called Miles to Dayton, and they're playing in or they played, actually, in the Great South Bay Music Festival last weekend. And so they couldn't have the full band here, but we could get the core trio. It's doing a song that I've liked an awful lot, and a lot of acts through the years have done it, including Gathering Time. It's one of the sweetest songs Harry ever wrote. And due to work commitments, they couldn't make it in for a sound check, so we're going to give them just a minute or two to get set up. And I'll say thank you again to the folks at WHLI and Connoisseur Media for really adopting this show, making it part of their schedule, and helping us out. We've just got a couple more acts to go after this. You all set, guys? Please welcome the Miles to Dayton Trio.
First I didn't think it would be you, but you're the only one who got off the train. So you must be my wife, Miss Annie Halsey. Yes, I must be your husband. Yes, I'm Harry Crane. Melody Rani, never mind your crying. Your tears are sweet rain in my empty life. Melody Rani, can't you see I'm trying to tell you that I'm glad you're here, 'cause you are the woman who's come to be my wife. No, you're not as pretty as I dreamed you'd be, and I'm not no handsome fancy Dan. Out here looks so really not important, no. It's what's inside a woman when she's up against the line. Melody Rani, never mind your crying. Your tears are sweet rain in my empty life. Melody Rani, can't you see I'm trying to tell you that I'm glad you're here, 'cause you are a woman who's come to be my wife. No, it's not an easy life you're entering. Winter comes a-whistling through the cracks there in the sun. No, you'll never have too
plains. You're one girl from the city who's been thrown out on her own. And I'm standing here not sure what to say to you. Except in mail order, Annie, let's you and me go home. Mail order, Annie, never mind your crying. Your tears are sweet rain, my empty life. Mail order, Annie, can't you see I'm trying to tell you that I'm glad you're here? 'Cause you are the woman who's come to be my wife. Miles to Dayton Trio, thanks so much, guys. Great job with this song. So, do we have any fans of the band Wondrous Stories out there? Thank you. We got a lot of fans of Wondrous Stories up here too. And most years, Kenny Forgione and various members of that band have done this song, and we were supposed to play it this year. And then a family situation came up, nothing bad, but he called me about a week and a half ago and said, Stu, I can't do the show, can you fill in with me? And I called somebody who's been in the show before. Her name is Marcy Geller, great touring musician. Got a new album out called Square Pegs. She's been touring for more years than you would guess from looking at her, let's put it that way. And I said, Marcy, you want to come back into the show and do Harry's biggest hit? She said, well, if you can put together a band who's good enough that we can do it without having a chance to rehearse, sure. And I said, I think I know a few people. So let's bring up all of our DIs. So my guitar. Here we go. So we got, from the left, Diane Perry, me, Frank Walker. Oh, that's not from the left. Jerry McKevney, Marshall Rosenberg, and Marcy Geller.
1, 2, 3, 4. Came to the world in the usual way, but there were things to catch, bills to pay. He learned to walk while I was away, and he was looking for a little nice he could. He said, I'm gonna be like you, you know I'm gonna be like you. And the cats in the cradle and the silver spoon, the big old boy doing the man move. When you're coming home, I don't know when, but we'll get together then, yeah. You know we'll have a good time then. The sun turned tan just the other day. He said, thanks for the ball, come on, let's play. Can you teach me to throw? I said, not today, I got a lot to do. He said, that's okay, and he walked away by the side.
car keys. See you later, and I have my day. And I kiss in the cradle and a silver spoon. Little boy doing the man of my life. When you're coming home, I don't know when we'll get together then. Yeah, you know we'll have a good time then.
Just the other day, I said I'd like to see you if you don't mind. Said I loved you, I could find the time. You see, my new job's a hustle and the kids hit the bill, but it's sure nice talking to you. It's been sure nice talking to you. And as I hung up the phone, it occurred to me, grown up just like me. My boy was just like me. And the box in the cradle and a silver spoon. Little boy doing the man of me. When you're coming home, I don't know when, but we'll get together then. You know we'll have a good time then.
Thank you, Marcy Geller and the ensemble. All right, we're going to invite everybody up here now, so don't go away, guys. Oh, thank you. We have a special announcement. We're going to get everyone here out on stage, including Mara, our stage mom, Mike from the Folk Society, a few other musicians that have taken part in the show in other years, but not this year, and a few other Long Island amateur and semi-pro musicians for the show, the song that ends the show. But first, I'd like to invite Sandy Chapin up to come and say a few words. Sandy's a little shy. It's great to have her here. She lived in Huntington until just a few years ago. Now she lives up in Westchester. I'm so glad she came down. I'm so glad to have the Chapins here. She was here when we dedicated the plaque here to dedicate this to officially rename it 5 years ago. It's hard to believe it's 35 years now since we lost Harry. But thankfully, you know, you can tell a man by how well he's remembered and how his works live on. His charities are still going strong. His music is still going strong. And the tens of thousands of people who appreciate him are still going strong. Thank you all for coming out tonight. We invite you all to sing along in this song. This is in G, everybody. 1, 2, 3, 4. All my life a circle, somebody's dancing down. I've been here before. Can't remember when, but it was about a year ago. Still I think this feeling, after all we together again. There is something I think of my life. All my roads have been. There's nothing hard to
found you all 1,000 times, and you've done the same. Each other, some favorite thing. And I find you here again, on all the streets.
Markus put on an amazing show every single year. Big hands for Markus, please. Yes. All right. It's hard to believe it's been 35 years since Harry has been gone. To all of us, his legacy is on and on and on. I was a scout to something, to every smile and he exchanged. But there's only one thing left to say, you know it. Harry, keep the change.
Everyone had a great night.
Alright everybody, there you have it. The annual Just Wild About Harry tribute concert. Eisenhower Park in East Meadow on Long Island. This is the place where Harry was scheduled to perform that fateful day, July 16th of 1981. It's an annual tribute organized by that man right there, Stuart Markus. A ton of work, and all these amazing Long Island musicians dedicate their time and talents to benefit Long Island Cares and to keep Harry's dream alive. Thanks for joining us. And we'll see you again soon. Good night, everybody.